Welcome back to the HoodCast.
The opinions expressed on the HoodCast are those of the guests and the host. They reflect no inference or agreement by Hood Tech Productions or Hood Tech Productions LLC or HoodCast LLC. The information presented on the HoodCast is not intended to offend any race, creed, religion, sexual orientation, or nation of origin. Please listen at your own discretion.
It is now time.
It's time.
Get ready. Get ready.
Let's do it.
What's good?
What it do, Willie Biggs? I think that it is time for the show, bro.
All right, it's the HoodCast theme song. It's about time we gave y'all a new one. So G-Mac got us in the booth. Let's go.
Hey man, we back. It's the show from the past. So get your drink and grab a seat because we're here. And if I didn't before, let me make it clear. We on Instagram and Facebook. Turn us loud up in your ear. We're shining brighter than a hanging crystal chandelier. Hanging from the roof. Shenanigans funny as hell. You know, man, we the truth. Without further ado, I hit the boards and grab the mic. We get online a little early so we can get our sound right. And then we go off and show off when we do our thing. We spit the truth to the world. I hope you understand our slang. I am the host who they call G-Mac the boss. Trying to make up for the lost time in the few years that we lost. We play that fire-ass music. It's the same thing all the time. My passion is so dapper, you can tell it in this rhyme. I'm good on my refreshments. I done been went to the store. The moment we all be waiting for. It's our time now for the show. Yeah.
All right, let's go. It's HoodCast. You know what it is, your favorite show. Twice a week. www.hoodcast.podomatic.com, hoodtechproductions.com. G-Mac, I'll tell them what it is, bro.
The show that's in the present, but it's from the past. They say the HoodCast boys are one hell of a cast. It's the show that say that makes your stomach weak. Instagram and Facebook twice a week. The show that's in the present, but it's from the past. They say the HoodCast boys are one hell of a cast. It's the show that say that makes your stomach weak. Instagram and Facebook twice a week.
This is Robot Ron, and now the moment you all been waiting for. G-Mac, Willie Biggs, and Code Cup.
What's up, world? What it do? Welcome back to another edition of Hood Tech Presents the HoodCast. www.hoodtechproductions.com. This is, you can't see me, but you can see me now. Here I go. This is HoodCast 290. We got a city guest. Well, he found really ain't no guest. So I can just introduce him last. So I'm going to introduce the crew. Cokie Mosey Don. Willie Biggs. Can't hear you, Biggs. Can't hear you, Biggs. Can't hear you. And Tim Cushing is back in this thing on the jig. Look at your boy. Kokomo. Can't hear you neither.
Mr. Cushing, yeah.
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, man.
If you can hear me.
Man, how's the critters, man?
Oh, I've actually, I took them to a rehabber. It was finally too much for us, so I'm pretty much on my own here. So I wasn't able to keep up with them the way they need to be. So I found somebody in another state who does rehab, and we'll, get them. They've got a whole colony of coons, and
Really?
they're out there. Yeah.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
Where's this?
It's in another state. I don't want to divulge where it is because,
Damn.
well, it's a couple
I
states
love
away from me,
raccoons.
but
I
I loved him too, and I miss him. But
But the thing is that they got a good, nice home though. With
yeah, they've got the guy's got like 300, not 300, probably about a little over 100 acres of farmland and a bunch of barns that he's modded out to take them from different sorts of climates to get them used to getting in the cold, getting back into the nature. He got a big stream running through it and all the stuff to get them back to being what they need to
that's
be.
what you're talking about, rehab. So you're trying to going to the wild. Yeah.
No. They've been raised since they were just tiny, and they don't know the wild, so they need a lot of adjustment steps, and that's I searched around a lot and found somebody I was comfortable with, and I think it's better for them. I mean, I liked having them here, but I think they really appreciate having a lot of wild to roam around in and be with other ones.
Like
Hey,
that was probably like Ooh, look at this shit, right? It's like going to what I'm patient. It's just like it's like, look at this shit right here. Do you know that the ducks that is that the shit? My mind is fucking gone. The ducks that's at the hotel in Memphis.
The Peabody Mallards.
I'm from Memphis and I can't fucking think of the Peabody. I'm smoking too much marijuana, I think. But those ducks, every 6 months, they swap them ducks out and they take them on vacation. Yeah.
What do they do with the old ducks?
Hell, they go work for 6 months.
It's the lunch special.
And after
the lunch
vacation,
How big you missed it? He got rid of the raccoons.
I heard. I could hear y'all. My mic was tripping, but I'm back though.
Oh,
yeah.
I would have.
So Kokomo, you were saying they work for 6 months and they come back?
No, they got 2 sets of ducks.
It's like the Olsen twins. You can swap them out. Labor laws for ducks. You don't overwork one duck.
Oh shit!
Can't do 8 hours.
Well, all the ducks. I think it's about like 6 or 7 of them little motherfuckers, right? It's about like 8 maybe. 8 ducks. Well, they work for 8 months. I mean, work for 6 months, and then they go on vacation for 6 months. On vacation, they come back and they go to work. You know.
What
are they posing all day? What the fuck? What are they? How much does this job pay? I'm trying to get 6 months.
Shit.
6 no,
fucking other ducks.
Those dogs. You know the dog track, right?
Right.
You would never imagine how those dogs live.
They probably live better than some people.
Oh, they do.
Wait a minute. They eat steaks every fucking night.
Jesus.
They living facilities damn near bigger than my apartment.
The dog's got a water closet, walk-in closet. He's got a water closet in the mudroom.
I used to walk the dogs. That's one of my
at the Greyhound Park? At Greyhound Park?
Land Greyhound.
Wow.
Yeah.
You walk, dude, you have worked every fucking where.
Yeah, he do got a lot of jobs, don't he? He said
a resume.
I've got a
resume like,
how do you get the job walking the dogs at the Greyhound Park?
Well,
and these dogs run for a living, so why you gotta walk them? Can't you just let them loose out there?
My grandmother helped cut the ribbon on that motherfucker and was there for like 55 years. You can walk the dogs.
Oh, yeah, that does help. Yeah, you know some. Yeah. You probably knew the first dog there and shit. That's crazy.
Like, it's like they made her retire. I'm like, wait, like, really, you bringing your ass out of here because you feel like this is your establishment. And
yeah. She wasn't them lifers. They started telling management what they gonna do. That's wrong, boy. Been here long enough to you know what the fuck you're doing.
And her favorite word was bitch. So she'll cuss you out. They just wanted to stop being called bitch. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they piss her off. I mean, you're going to be called a bitch.
Yeah, it's nothing like getting cussed out, getting called a bitch at the racetrack by an old lady.
That's been there 50 plus years.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. She was there when motherfucker was still picking cotton behind it.
Right.
Going back to ducks. Since I live in the Midwest, you can go to a lot of places like farm supply stores. They'll sell you baby ducks to, you can raise as pets or raise in your house or whatever. Mm-hmm. But what I found out,
they don't want to sell me no
vet tech, right? Yeah, ducks that they don't have a sphincter.
They don't have
That's why a sphincter. They ain't
got a butthole.
They can't hold it. They can't hold it. So you're never gonna potty train a duck.
Oh, so that means it's true. That means
they got a butthole, but they don't have no sphincter. That means they can't hold it. So it just comes right out.
Yeah, there's no muscle right there. So as soon as it's there, it's out, and that's all you get.
That's why when I go by the train station, there's duck shit everywhere.
Exactly.
Why they can't get to the lake and let that go?
I assume it's geese and a lot of other birds as well. But that
I
didn't know.
That's why birds shit on your car like that. They don't. It's not they want to do it on purpose. They can't help themselves.
They say it's good luck if they do.
I guess I'm thinking also if you're doing this all day, you know what I'm saying? Eventually you're gonna shake some shit loose. You ain't got time to squeeze off one when you're flying. You're putting in all your effort to fly. The last thing you need to be doing is trying to take a shit too. Wow.
That's funny, Biggs.
I might know a couple girls. Like anyway, so
hey, I wonder if they explode.
My prom date. I don't think she had one of those either.
Oh shit! Well, it is. Hey, I wonder if you give them, the what's that shit that you put in the Alka-Seltzer? Will they explode or will their asshole just be running?
Oh.
Only a cruel motherfucker would give an Alka-Seltzer to a duck because it got no sphincter muscle.
What you talking about? I'll eat that motherfucker. What you talking about cruel?
That's like you want to see a living soda bottle just all over the fucking place.
I mean,
please open duck away from face.
G-Mac would throw an Alka-Seltzer tab in his mouth and tape his bill shut. And then just sit there and watch. See what happens. Motherfuckers running in circles. White foam shooting at his ass.
Oh man, hey, you thought of it, I did.
Yeah, hey, that's funny as fuck. Hey, G-Mac is looking for a duck right now, and we fucking.
He's like, where can I pick up a little duck this evening? Man, Tim, we're so glad you joined us, man. I know I hit you with short notice, but.
No.
It's been
good.
So much shit going on in the news and so much shit going on. I mean, your tweets, man. I'll be honest. I had to like pause your tweets for a while. Them shits I was getting angry. I was like, there's so much bullshit going on. And Tim is like the roadmap to the bullshit. I was just like, oh my god. We get it. We definitely got to get into some of your stories. Yeah. No. Following you is like keeping that little breaking news app on your phone, and all it does is report murders every 5 minutes. It's just murder. Man killed, woman killed, house burned down, 3 people killed. I'm like, shit.
I don't look for the worst stuff. It's just that's what I've, that's what flows through all the RSS feeds and everything that I've gotten is that and alerts that I have set up because of what I write about. And so unfortunately it's not just the bad news, it's the worst news, and that's where I'm at. So
when you get hit with something like that, how do you track that down? Do you obviously you go to the alert first? Do you follow up with the actual initial news outlet? Do you reach out to the people?
I do whatever I can. And basically, it's finding multiple sources. If it looks like it's only being reported one place, I want to make sure that it's being reported other places. Maybe if it's something that's got some underlying documents to it, like court decisions or court proceedings or something like that, so I can read them for myself and see what it's like. Public records, yes, things like that. And I will also reach out to people. I don't have a lot of luck reaching out to people I want to write about who are going to be on the target end of what I'm writing. I tend to get blown off a lot on that, but I will talk to other people if I can. I will talk to other reporters that I know and follow, lawyers that I follow on Twitter and things like that if I need more insight into what's going on here.
But yeah, that new haircut, you should go undercover as an oath keeper.
Yeah, I know. It's, that was a concern when I decided. I was like, I just got home from work, my other job, not my writing job. I work in manufacturing, and it was super hot. And I'm like, I need this off. And I didn't even have that much hair at that point. So I just buzzed it way back. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to start shaving it down. And I got my kids' input on it. And then finally I was like, well, I don't see a lot of mohawks these days. And also, I didn't want it to look like I did this because I couldn't grow hair.
I get it. Yeah.
So I'm like, let's leave something there. So
who shaves their whole fucking head then goes, I'm gonna leave this just so you know I can grow hair.
Does it go all the way back, or is it just that little patch?
It goes about here. I'll tilt down there and it's just like that. I don't have it all the way down because I'm maintaining it myself at this moment, and the back end of this is hazardous enough already without having to worry about
fucking. So that's a fro hog. That's pretty much a fro hog.
It is. It's not. It's faux. Yeah. It's enough that it fools people looking at me head on, but it doesn't once they get at me from another angle.
Ladies cross the street.
It does at that, yeah. And I don't know.
My purse when I logged on, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh no, well, that's like there aren't too many options. Yeah, that don't make
First
you
thing
look
I thought
like...
was, am I on the right podcast? I saw G-Mac. I was like, he's been held hostage. They got it. They finally got G-Mac.
They got him.
Look, like, Cokie, we gotta get to New York.
I don't have the suspenders on or the boots, so I should be good.
Yeah. Pitchfork, and we're in there. You need a little lady in an orange
I
dress.
don't know. Just it. I mean, up here it gets some looks only because most people don't have any sort of mohawk sort of thing. It's either bald or nothing. A regular haircut. But
hey, I bet you you go to the corner store and look shit up.
What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, you're in a red state, right?
I am. So you know, that's.
But you know what though? That whole red state, blue state thing that don't dictate clothing and haircuts anymore.
No.
You know, the textbook conservative. Actually, you get them home, you get them out of the khaki and the white polo. And that motherfucker got a whole map of Japan down his back and tanks and all kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's just some, got a nuclear code on his neck. It's just you just can't make those assumptions. Though, he's a conservative. He's gonna be wearing some Dockers. He's gonna have some penny loafers. He's gonna have on a denim shirt, a blue tie, and a tweed sport coat. No, that motherfucker show up in some combat gear with an AR-15 strapped over his chest.
Yeah,
limited government.
No,
yes,
but you shouldn't be allowed.
Fingernail polish has got to be black as well.
Say what?
It's a kit. The fingernail polish has to be black as well.
Yeah. You didn't go all the way. You see, we know you're not committed because you got regular fingernails.
Yeah. I've only got so much time.
Make him like that dude on Higher Learning.
Oh yeah. What's his name? What's that dude? Rory, whatever his name was, the dude that shot everybody from the tower.
Oh,
Dan, we just messing with you because you're the only white guy we can get to come on the show.
No, that's fine. No, and I appreciate that. Yes, I definitely deserve to be messed with. I live a pretty comfortable life in a pretty white state, so it's not like I get hassled much.
But I mean, you did the haircut before you came on the show. You could have waited till Tuesday and later. I spoke to you like Monday. You knew you were coming on the show, and you still.
It was at that point. It was too late. I actually trimmed this down probably about a month ago. Was the first time, and then I've just kind of been maintaining it.
Then they stopped selling hats where you live. So
no, it's a red state.
So
I got all kinds of hats I could choose from.
Dropped off the raccoons. They took all my hats. Now
I got the Trump 2024 hat.
Tim's a man of many hats. Hey, are you still getting? Is Tech Dirt still catching lawsuits for your writing?
No, it's only been one that's gone anywhere, and it's at this point it's still just kind of. Well, I mean, it can be, but it's still unresolved. It's just kind of sitting around. Everything's backed up. I mean, on top of it, everything.
You're losing your touch.
Nah,
you're not insulting you're not.
I blame COVID. That backed up courts a lot. So stuff that doesn't seem super essential isn't really getting to the front of the line.
Oh,
and the kind of the kind of person who feels compelled to sue me because I was critical of them and their lawyering skills is not the kind of person who's being able to get to the front of the line when there's so much else going on. So it's just kind of, in the meantime, it's still lots of filings have gone back and forth. Nothing's resolved.
Must be Alex Jones.
Nothing really moving forward.
Oh,
they're in deep shit. I just read something about that.
Oh my God. Well, folks, in 2, 1, we have officially fucked off 20 minutes of your time. So let's play some music. We're gonna come back with our guest. And I don't even want to say we can say guest. He's our HoodCast correspondent. Tim Cushing from Tech Dirt. We're gonna come back and talk about actually some serious shit. Crime and punishment, the lack thereof. All right, let's play some music, G-Mac.
Punishment, which we need more of.
Yes.
Yo, we should be right back.
Have a hood day.
No, don't have a hood day. Wrong one.
Hood Tech presents the HoodCast. The HoodCast. Hood Tech presents the HoodCast.
Ferocious Productions.
This is Beatles, Peppers, yeah. This is Kool-Aid, lyrics, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Doritos, Cheetos, Taki, yeah. Taki, yeah. Taki, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Pull up to the corner store. Mama gonna blow up that. Fill my pocket up with candy, and I hit the snack out dance. I feel a snack, I'm burning that. Give me some milk or cookie. Put it this is that, I need a bag, cause they taste some fruity. do my thing, yeah. I'm with the gang, yeah. Gang, 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 yeah. And a bomb me, yeah. See me get me, yeah. Ding dong me, yeah. Fruit snap me, yeah. Reese's, Beatles, Pop Rice, yeah. This is Kool-Aid, lyrics, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Doritos, Cheetos, Taki, yeah. Taki, yeah. Taki, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah.
Watch I go down on them boozy chips. My children, we lit today. Yeah. Snack on that Kinder Egg. Snack on that milk. I'm feeling like that, I need something in my stomach. Yeah. Went got me 2 tummy yum. Yeah. Top that all up with the fun. Yeah. Zebra cake all in my face. It's all big fat, big fat. I got the best rap snack. Say MJ, what you want out the store today? Do you want a Taki? Yeah. Call me Big Snack, I'm an all-star. Nestle Crunch, the white bar. Reese's paper like everywhere. Snacking out in my Rolls Royce like,
Reese's, Beatles, Pop Rice, yeah. This is Kool-Aid, lyrics, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Doritos, Cheetos, Taki, yeah. Taki, yeah. Taki, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah.
Mama go snack out. Daddy go snack out. Sister go snack out. Uncle go snack out. Titi go snack out. Everybody snack out. Everybody. Mama go snack out. Daddy go snack out. Sister go snack out. Uncle go snack out. Titi go snack out. Everybody snack out. Everybody.
Reese's, Beatles, Pop Rice, yeah. This is Kool-Aid, lyrics, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Doritos, Cheetos, Taki, yeah. Taki, yeah. Taki, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah. Snack out, watch me. Snack out, yeah.
And we have returned to the second segment of Hood Tape, just the HoodCast. This is HoodCast 290. Before we get to our guests and our serious little topic, let me first, get us all back in this thing. And guess who else is up in here? The Emperor.
Then the
Jenny.
Empress has arrived. Snack out.
Yes, how are you?
Yeah, snack out.
Yeah.
Takis.
All right, well.
That suddenly made me want some chips.
Oh,
Doritos,
yo,
and Cheetos. You play that shit again.
if you want your music played on Hood Tape, just the HoodCast, please send us your original MP3 to thehoodcast@gmail.com. And one more thing before we get to our little shenanigans. We have a
There was no shenanigan before.
well, we always have shenanigans. I
Just a little
gotta pay a little bill. I have a promo that I must talk about.
Yes.
We give love to other podcasts or whatever. So it's this podcast that hit me up and like, G Mac, can you please shout us out? So I'm gonna shout them out. You see what I'm saying? All right, check out this podcast called A Lick of Hope and Change, featuring A Lick of Hope, Emil Bryant, brother and sister duo. This podcast,
cool. We need more brother and sister love around here, man.
Right.
I mean, we need
Not that
a
West
lot
Virginia
more family.
kind of. Yeah, family.
Yeah.
Not that. Yeah.
Two young cats.
God.
Their podcast
Family.
focuses on
Be
ways.
clear that we don't support certain activities.
No, we're not protesting.
They hopefully like crazy word. I can't even read
Wow,
that.
it went south
I'm
quick.
just fucking up G-Max promo. I'm sorry, G-Max.
You sure is.
My bad.
Sorry, Nico. That's my host. That's my co-host. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do it right. Now maybe I can do something. Say it. Yeah.
Hey, G-Max can run the whole
As I
fucking
was
show.
saying.
I just show up on Mondays and Thursdays. I don't know what be going on.
Oh shit.
We
Their
really
podcast focuses on ways to stay hopeful in this crazy world. Random music, knowledge, and conversations of any and everything. A Leak of Hope and Change can be found on the following platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, iHeart, and other podcast outlets. There we go on that. I'm just
Oh,
gonna
they
Let's
keep
cut
give
you
it
a
your
one
check for
time
they,
for
they
Lisa
cut you a
and
check for that when he said it
her brother,
professionally too.
hopes for doing their thing. I hope y'all get many more subscribers and let's keep doing your thing. You know what I mean? And
Ooh.
congratulations on
Alika and Emil.
a Leak of the Meal.
This is nice.
That's what's up. All right. Shout out to Alika and
The Meal.
Emil. But
yeah.
back to the matter at hand.
So, back to the
Jen
matter at hand. We with Tim
requested.
Cushing.
Yeah, Jen actually requested Tim's presence on this show.
Yes, yes, I did.
Yeah, she was like, "We gotta get Tim on the show this week."
Has she ever met Tim before?
Love,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes. Love the hair, Tim.
Oh, thanks.
She's met Tim. She hadn't seen Tim's new haircut.
Well,
No, I have not.
my
Clearly she
mom hadn't seen it either, but I saw her about a month ago, and she laughed. She started laughing when she saw me, so I got that.
You know, it kind of reminds me of a my makeup brush, my foundation brush.
Oh well, I mean,
Oh shit, Tim.
Be careful,
It
Tim.
could.
She'll proposition you in there. You don't know what you do. Be careful. She'll lead you down a dark.
No, the
Well,
only
never mind.
person that has to sign
where she
an
leads you, but-
NDA is Koki because the business arrangement me and him have. And matter of fact, I need you to answer your email.
He showed over answer that shit too.
Cokie, I told you to stop. Oh fuck. Okay. All right, let's get to it. Jen, you wanted Mr. Cushing here. What was the topic at hand?
Yes. And this actually happened, and I found this to be very interesting. Okay, so Pelosi went to Taiwan.
Yes.
They told her not to. It's a bad idea.
Like most women, she did.
She went anyway.
She wanted to do anyway. I'm sorry. All right, go ahead. My bad.
It is Nancy. It's Nancy now. Miss Nancy. Come on.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want.
So my question is, we have not had one go, I believe, since 1997. So why was this such a big deal? What did I miss?
I don't know what Pelosi's main goal was, but if we haven't had anybody go for a while, it's because China has pretty much decided that Taiwan is not its own thing. They own Taiwan. Taiwan is part of China. Taiwan is not its own independent country. Meanwhile, Taiwan has definitely not agreed to that.
Right.
And that's why it's possibly important for, especially Western officials to go and visit, to give that legitimacy to show that they have their autonomy still. Right. And that's why China reacts as poorly as it does, because it will not, anywhere in China will they admit that Taiwan is its own autonomous nation. It's kind of like Tibet. It's kind of like the way Hong Kong is turning now. It's their thing.
Hong Kong exists all by itself now.
Shoot,
it
they got
does.
so many people, I understand.
For the moment.
You don't even hear about Hong Kong anymore.
For the moment. You don't hear shit about Hong Kong because they mind their own business. And
yes,
they
do.
They don't want
it was a British colony for a very long time. I think it was turned over in 1997, returned to China. And China agreed tacitly for 50 years not to interfere with Hong Kong. And it has done nothing but that since pretty much it took over.
How do you agree to not interfere for 50 years? That's like saying...
Well, that was like the agreement turnover. It was like it wouldn't automatically be absorbed by China and be under Chinese rule. They were able to have their own independent economy and government and whatever else.
We're going to give you 50 years to build up something worth taking. Is that how
well, Hong Kong was already worth taking. That's, one thing was great that was the return of it, which was it was no longer colonialism that had been there for a few hundred years. But on the other hand, China loved the money that was making.
Right. It was like, well, communism coming.
And they've been stepping ahead. That's why there's been pro-democracy protests for several years out there that have been met with harsher and harsher retaliation by the Chinese government. The Chinese government has pretty much swept away all of Hong Kong's independent government at this point, several years ahead of schedule. They agreed with the British that they would not interfere with the government there. It would be basically, it was a province of China or whatever, but that Hong Kong could run their own stuff. at least till 50 years after the takeover point. But now they've ejected people that are not pro-China and replaced them with their own high-level government figures, and they also within the last couple of years, within the last year, they changed the way elections are held out there so that it would be only people the government approved could cast votes.
Wow!
Believe it or not, they used our term. They said it's a patriots only election.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sounds very.
But it's not. It's controlled.
Yeah, so it's only people who are loyal to China were allowed to cast votes for who the representatives would be. So
much like us in the Electoral College.
Right. So that's what we're getting with. That's what's going to happen to Taiwan, and that's why every time a Western official shows up there, or you'll see it even in like anybody recognizable, like NBA players who go and play exhibition games over there. If they recognize Taiwan or the Hong Kong independence, China gets super upset, and then you see like the players won't, but the NBA will walk back send out apologies and walk back statements and
all that shit. Yeah.
China's got a ton of power, but
you know what dictatorships stand for, really, right?
What?
What's it stand for, Kobe?
Here we go, Uncle Kobe.
How much dick you can take? How much dick you can take?
Yeah, it's in all the policy papers. I've read them.
It's in white papers everywhere. Yes. How much dick can you take? Because we're fucking you over here. And I thought to myself, I said, Taiwan. China's pissed about them going to Taiwan because, let's be honest, this is like a imminent strike on the part of America to go ahead and start really, really, really getting behind Taiwan, so they don't end up with another Ukraine situation. Right? They're looking at Russia, how they ran up in Ukraine. It was like, maybe if we'd been a little closer to Ukraine, and, you know what I mean? It's like when your best friend get beat up, you're like, I really should have walked them home that time. And now they're like, you know what? We fucked up with Ukraine, so let's go ahead and maybe take Taiwan out to dinner, buy a nice dress. Everybody know we're dating, so they won't fuck with her.
We're gonna put a base over there.
Don't we have one
a base
over there? No, we don't have one over there yet.
Yeah,
we don't have a base over there yet.
But we're going to.
Do we have a base over there? I don't know.
We have not annexed that.
That's why she went though. She probably went to discuss getting us some presents. I don't know.
I mean, I think that
that's how big her nuts is. Like, these niggas ain't gonna touch me.
No, I mean, that is not. I mean, that could be possibly why too.
Yo, these politicians got. I think they power home.
I mean, no one.
Russia just got caught on. Russia really knows that we are secretly helping Ukraine whoop them.
I mean, it's not secret, bro. I've never seen anything so secret on the news every fucking night. I mean,
of where to go to where
we literally
you can see a sending surplus
the
over
budget
there.
from what we're sending.
Right.
Yeah, we put it on the news.
It
hasn't been a secret since social media came. Dude, come on, we're really fighting a proxy war over there, and we're doing it like it's like when your parents did your homework for you in elementary school, and you took it in and turned it in, but your teacher knew you didn't do that fucking work. Russia knows Ukraine is sitting over there with fucking rocks and sticks, and oh look, they got anti-aircraft missiles out of nowhere.
Right, where did they get those bulletproof vests?
The U.S. I can't make out the third letter. We're hit.
You bombed the whole city to nothing but fucking rubble, and then they just roll out fresh new tanks. I wonder where they had those hiding at. Oh, it was in the garage.
Right.
We didn't bomb. No, motherfucker. This is
like that scene in Ultron with Tony Stark's missiles right there. What's her name?
Right.
Instead of saying Tony Stark, it says USA.
Right. They know when them shit's blow. But I mean, that's why they're trying to be cool with Taiwan, because they're like, okay, if it's gonna become big brothers running up on little brothers, we got to start really getting behind some of these small. That's why new countries are joined. What they just had two new countries join NATO.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Folks that was like, oh, we're neutral. We're not in that.
One of the
I thought Russia said if Finland and somebody joined NATO, then shit, they did it already.
They did it. Just like we said, if you invade Ukraine, we're not having it, and then they did it. So everybody's playing chess. That's what you see going on right now. You got chess moves going on, and nobody wants an all-out ground war with two superpowers.
This was already was going to happen, but for the simple fact is when Donald Trump didn't let them get that money. We supposed to be sending them some money, but he wasn't gonna send them money because he wanted them to do an investigation on.
He wanted them to just say they were an investigation. He didn't want them to actually do anything.
Do it. He wanted them to say so.
I'm only saying what they wanted.
Yeah, Donald Trump is the king of checking the box. Check.
He didn't send the money.
Do anything? I just check the fucking box and keep it moving.
He didn't send the money over there so now that they could. What it was like 800 million or some shit. Like
it was supposed to be their defenses. They were supposed the shit that they needed to fight this war. They were supposed to have already. Right. We shouldn't be having to send them all this stuff now. They were supposed to get that stuff anyway. Trump held that shit up, and then when he lost the election and he couldn't get the statement of an investigation to dirty Biden's name even further forward, he was like, all right, we'll go with it. Then when he lost and he couldn't get let's overturn the government. When he couldn't get that, Russia was like, hey, we got one more favor. You got 3 wishes. What do you want? He was like, blow them up the fucking planet. And they rolled in on Ukraine. And really, the whole thing is they really want to make the U.S. look weak. They want to make Biden look weak. They want to make they want the entire Western world. They want the rest of the planet to look at the West and say they can't protect you. We can just run up and do what we want to. So you might as well get down with us. That's what the power play is. We're so busy doing these nice, I guess, politically correct diplomacy things. So we got Nancy flying over in her spring dress and
which was ugly, by the way, in those shoes.
And I
fashion statement of politics.
I have no. I won't come to Nancy Pelosi's defense too often because, well, for one thing, they kept her on board even though she didn't do shit for the Democrats while Trump was in office, and now that they've got some sway, she still isn't doing shit. But in her defense for Taiwan and China, she over the last couple of decades, she has showed up to like post Tiananmen Square protests. Things showed up in China to show solidarity, whatever. So it wasn't like completely an opportunistic move. And that's about as far as I'll go to defend her. She's got some history with it at least, but other than that, the Democrats had their best chance coming out of this election, and they still, I believe she's still Speaker of that. Yeah, she's still in that position, that leadership position that she shouldn't be in. Yeah, maybe she couldn't have done anything while Trump was in office, but maybe. But I doubt it. Something had to have been done, and a lot of it wasn't. A lot of it was just, people said angry things. Nobody did much. Yeah, well,
did much. Anything they haven't. Nobody's been doing anything. That's the problem.
The
Democrat won't take on the role of the Republicans. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna fight evil, you gotta fight evil. You can't fucking be an angel and fight evil. You don't. Whenever there's a big ass monster, you don't go get a little puppy to fight a big monster. You got to be a big monster too. Because trust me and believe, if Republicans take over the White House and they take over Senate and they take over Congress, them motherfuckers are gonna ram everything they want through. Look how they did the Supreme Court. They run everything they want through. Mm-hmm. So and they tell the Democrats, if you do that to us and we get power, we're gonna do it to you. We're like, well, you were in power and you did it to us. So why would we worry about what you're gonna do when you're in power? You need to move while the Democrats need to move while they're in power.
Right.
You have to think about that. How simple is a fucking donkey? God damn, Democrat.
That's not helping either.
It's not helping at all. Brandon, I need to call Marvel and get us character made or something, for God's sake, because this donkey's not cutting it.
I think it's
not going to sit down on our ass like it's been doing the whole time, sitting down on our ass. When it's tired of working, it's fucking tired. It's going to sit down and saying really fuck you.
Yeah, I think
Republicans have proven worthy of going scorched earth in politics, which everybody assumes that politics should be above that. And I think it's time to stop pretending. No matter what side you're on, that game is gone. It's not pistols and coffee at dawn.
For the country, but we just have different viewpoints.
It's shoot each other in the back in broad daylight.
Take away women's rights. The other guy wants to give women their right of choice. The other one wants to take it away. Another guy wants to tell you, I want limited government, except for when it comes to choices about your body. Another guy's going, I want limited government, but I think the government should be able to tell you what to do. While the other guy goes, oh, no, we don't want to be in your business, but we do want to dictate how well we're going to help you live.
Well,
actually, both saying the same fucking thing. The government gets to tell you what to do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Only one guy does it with candy, the other one does it with fucking salt. I mean, you know.
So, Tim,
yeah. Yes.
How do you feel about Roe versus Wade?
That was that is a horrible rollback that they never should have done. And I know what it was done. It's gonna be it's hidden underneath the guise of like, hey, this should be left up to the states. This isn't a federal government thing because it's not enumerated in the rights, specifically because when the founding fathers wrote up that in the Bill of Rights, they weren't writing, hey, and abortions are cool, because that wasn't on. But bodily autonomy was not really a big thing. I mean, you didn't have slaves, women, anybody else, foreigners voting for however many years, because they didn't consider them people, and women were right up there with it. They didn't get the right to vote till what, the early 1900s, late 1800s. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. So it wasn't like anybody there was like, hey, well, let's make sure the women are taken care of. So for them to roll this back and pretend like this should be left up to the states is only them saying we should let all the states that feel that these people are still beneath them, whether it's women, children, minorities, should be able to tell those people what the fuck they can do, and let's stay out of it. And that's not where the federal government is supposed to protect all people's rights, not just certain people. And it's expanded over the years to actually include all people. Technically, I understand, but better than it has been for hundreds of years. It's by no means anywhere near where it should be, but at least, there's plenty of precedent saying that a lot of people have rights that never used to have rights, but that's all they're doing was they just want to roll it back so they can let a bunch of pricks decide that certain people now are subservient to them again because they got sick of all these people that they never had to respect before getting all uppity with their rights, and they're going to start with women. And you'll notice that in all the cases that Clarence Thomas listed, he didn't list the one that allowed interracial marriage to take that away from being a crime.
No,
he let that one go.
Jenny. He got to keep his
Jenny. He's got to keep his.
First of all, is that even a lady?
Purpose.
Oh, Jenny's a lady. She chops wood.
Oh, she definitely is. Oh, yeah.
Well, she's a
lady.
Jenny's a lady.
She's got a very active email account. I can't imagine that she's anything but a woman.
She's a lady. Oh, she's a lady.
No, it's.
She's a lady.
I'm just looking at the fact of how wide her back is.
Jen, that is not nice. We don't discriminate against wide backs, do we?
I mean,
well, when she played left guard, she had 3 numbers. So I just, because the shirt had to be pulled up.
That is a suspiciously large woman.
Well, yeah, she is suspicious. But I've never seen a picture of young Jenny and young Clarence. Did she come from money? I'm just trying to figure out. Well,
money isn't everything.
Clarence Thomas is one of he came from that era of, hey, look, guys, I got me one. I'm better than you.
One of what?
Neighborhood.
So anyway. You're saying that Anita Thomas shouldn't have been worried?
Come on.
Anita Thomas, no. Anita Hill, no.
We see the kind of women he likes.
Yeah, Anita Hill. Come on, Anita. You know he doesn't try to hit on you. You know this style. Now that little blonde secretary down the hall, she better watch her back. Don't get caught.
He thought that loaded Coke can was going to somebody else.
Because my thing is this: I've never seen a picture of her young in high school, in college, nothing of the sort. I've always seen this big, scary lady.
Mm-hmm. Are you implying?
Was she even a cute baby? A baby picture or something? Fuck.
Baby Jenny, she's standing there like this.
I agree with her. That's just, there's no doubt she was born.
Back of Notre Dame.
She was delivered.
Y'all are just being mean now.
We are.
Came out of the dark recesses of some swamp.
See, now you're shaming people who live in dark caves. That is not cool. That is not nice.
No, they have no way to respond. They have no
Tim,
internet
I want to ask
connection.
you, in your studies and in your research, do you see any indication? I mean, just a silver slither of light that they may actually prosecute Trump, that they may actually do something. I mean, because it's just becoming theater. Like, let's impeach him. This motherfucker been through 2 impeachments. He's been censored. He's gotten every fucking thing you can get, dude. This motherfucker he's still making $1 million on a fucking golf tournament, bro. Come on, like.
Okay, my honest opinion is they have assembled the most willpower to prosecute Trump at this point, and it's still not going to be enough.
Nope.
It's not going to be enough, right?
So
you let those guys walk. I mean, at least Richard Nixon had the grace to resign.
Right.
But, but Trump didn't, and that's why they should go after him, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to ever end up with Trump
doing anything. At least prevent him from running again.
You know, Steve Bannon let the world know that
I think the American public. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
You know, Steve Bannon let the world know that they got a secret army out there. You know what I'm saying? So Trump ain't going nowhere.
Like, I want boots on the ground. He said he want to do it.
Well, this is a secret now. I mean, there's a lot of people who cannot be swayed by any sort of common sense, and that's always going to be a problem, especially the ones who are violent and can't contribute. But the fact that one of the first prosecutions to go through for that insurrection got over the minimum, over statutory minimum, plus several up to 87 months, I believe.
87
the
months.
Guy, shows that there is a good chance if you fuck around, you'll find out. And this guy, and that also, it's not just.
like that.
That's the quote of the night.
If you fuck around, you'll find out.
It's not just that that Alice was broken, but also that what even prosecutors and whatever else can gather and do whatever, and then you got to the judges, you got the jury, if it goes that far, and everything else to decide what the sentence is. If there's a conviction. But I think beyond that is something that showed them it was super dangerous. One thing they didn't probably count on, this guy who got 87 months, his own kids testified against him.
Right.
Like, even in your own house, you cannot guarantee you've swayed the hearts and minds there.
No.
So
it was probably like this. So you missed New Year's Eve party for this shit, Dad? This is what you were doing?
Yeah.
So we didn't get Christmas presents because you outbound ammo. This is why I didn't get
you came home and threatened us with violence if we didn't keep quiet.
Right. So you bought all those rifles, but I couldn't get a new PS5. You got all
the thing is, just the generation gap alone, just between parents and kids and the disconnect there, like, even if kids still have some of the same mindset, they're not going to have the same values. Like, you can kind of bring them up in conservative house. Like, I was brought up in conservative house. I held on to that for a while. And then once I moved away, a lot of that faded away. I was like, all these people that they told me were like evil and bad and stupid and ridiculous and didn't deserve help or sympathy. And I was like, I'm talking to people. I'm like, these people are people. These are just regular people. They're just not like the cliches that I got fed into my mind. Yeah. Well, yeah, that too. I mean,
and they had the best weed. I know.
The best weed. Yeah. And
best weed in hip hop. It kills racism every time.
It kills racism all sorts of stuff. Time. And that's the thing. It's like, as a parent, and I'm a parent, and every parent knows this, there's only so much you can control. And the harder you push against certain things, the more likely you are to see them push back.
Oh, you tell a kid, don't play with that kid right there, he's going straight to that kid's house. He's like, that kid must have some good shit that I can't. I want to know
exactly. Why. I mean, growing up in a religious house, you know that if you wanted to have a fun experience or possibly buy some really good drugs, the preacher's kids are the best ones to talk to.
Always.
Nobody was watching them.
Always. And it was usually the lady that sang the best in the choir.
I always thinking it's always the lady that kept the fund money, that kept up with the money.
You gotta watch her ass. This bitch got a new band and ain't had a job in years. Had a job in years.
Probably the preacher's mistress.
Well, yeah, that's who he trusts to watch the money. Who you think is gonna cover the hotel room when he's sneaking out?
Mama said, "Mind your business."
Mama said, "Mind your business."
I tell the truth, Mama. I mean, the truth. Let it be free now.
Do we need to start naming churches in Little Rock?
I will.
Shit, how mega can it be? Hey, Biggs, how mega can it be? It's only like 200,000.
Right.
That's going to be a topic on the day. But though, Tim, have you heard about what the guys that's about to get charged for the Breonna Taylor thing?
Yes.
They're about to get sentenced.
Finally.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that we're seeing that. We saw that in Minneapolis as well, and we're seeing more of that. But I mean, is it temporary?
Sandra Bland next. Sandra Bland next. Please, God. Sandra Bland next.
Tim, what's your latest story? What's your latest story? What are you working on right now?
Oh my God, I've got a ton of them that I had lately. If you want to hear about horrible things done by cops,
he has a good one, y'all.
Which one?
When we come back from my break, when I throw the third segment, you got to give us some details.
I'll let her set the topic then, and then I'll feed in with some other things short.
Yeah, because
I read his stuff every morning. So
his stuff, I can't read it every morning because I get up. What happens is I'll read Tim's articles, and then I'll go into a meeting. I'll get in one of those Zoom calls and I'll look around. I'll be like, "You motherfuckers!" I just be mad. I'll be like, "You motherfuckers!" They be like, "Anthony, we need your report." I bet you fucking do need my report, you motherfuckers.
Want to try and make me? Yeah.
I'll be like fucking hot. I'll be mad as shit at 8:30.
Yeah, you be livid at 8:15.
Dude,
you be sitting there
8:15. I'm about to get fired. They be like, "What happened?" I read some of Tim's shit and I hate you, motherfuckers.
I don't know why Tim is not like a political science or a justice professor, because his articles are brilliant. And I mean, he gives you everything to back it up. You can't go back and argue with anything Tim writes. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, Tim, there's your new agent.
We're going to see that in a second. We're going to hit a little music. We're going to see when we come back.
Negotiate your book deal, Tim.
Oh, shit. Right. You better watch yourself.
Everybody wants to negotiate somebody else's deal on this thing. I know that for sure.
Hey, y'all, we'll be right back right after this.
HoodTech presents the HoodCast.
A big event, a box office hit, a classic was so dramatic. The movie was so passionate, it comes naturally. Our love's not scripted or pre-rehearsed. Sometimes it's truly a gift, other times it becomes a curse. Our love is special, living treasure, I want this forever. I am your heart, you are my star, I wanna be wherever you are. So much emotion, so much passion, so much soul that makes us both. Oh, it's so electric, we're so connected, our love is epic. Every time we make love, I never wanna let go. Cause the passion in those eyes makes it wanna give it to you more. What we have is so precious and worth dying for. It's so tempted, I'm never empty. It's worth fighting for. Treasure, I want this forever. Wherever you are, so much emotion, so much it's so electric, we're so connected. Our love is epic. Like beautiful music, you're my favorite melody. Like poetry, your words move right through me. They don't make a kind of love no more, and our love continues to flow. The good and the bad, we're the best we ever had. Oh. Baby, you ain't never seen a love like this, I can guarantee. And maybe when we making love, I swear it's the only place I wanna be. Just like at 38, I got that special love. Wrestler, I pin you down, tap the ground, I let you up. I got your body in waves like the ocean current. He got that old love and everything I do is current. Wanna touch you all the time cause God know that you deserve it. Do it from 9 to 5, I love the way that y'all they work it. Just like your shadow, girl, I wanna be everywhere you be. Alphabet love, I put it down from A to Z. Our love is epic, respect it, very impressive. Them haters stressing, depressing, like the recession. We get it poppin' every day, making love in every way, baby, like a 38.
I love you special, love you special. Forever, forever. I am your heart, you are my star. Be whatever you are. So much emotion, so much passion, so much joy. It's so electric, it's so committed. Love is everything. I love you special, love is special. Love is forever, forever. I am your heart, you are my star. Be whatever you are. So much emotion, so much passion, so much.
You're listening to Tech Presents the HoodCast.
Yeah, right. I am fully present. I am here right now. Be right here. Gone till November now. Gone in the moment of living in the present. I am a proponent. Stop fighting against life and being your own opponent. Tomorrow ain't promised. Let's act like we know it. Now, one thing is for sure, nothing is guaranteed, so I shall proceed to slow down my speed. Learn how right here, right now. Ain't gotta plow through everything you do. No pain, no gain, not always true. Take time, boy, smell all of them roses and enjoy the view. Every breath we take, every move we make has the possibility of being filled with serenity. Why wait to live? Our all to this moment is what we want to give. So breathe and be right. So breathe and be right here. Be right here. Be right here. Don't waste time. Be right here. Be right here. Don't waste time. Present. Be right here. I am here. Don't waste time. Be right here. Be right here. Don't waste time. Life is fleeting, thoughts be competing. The past versus present and the future so misleading. Sometimes being still is what we're needing most. So connect with your breath. Don't worry about the next moment. See, summers we be counting. Bills never stop mounting. So breathe and be right here, my dear. Oh, be right here. Be right here. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. Be right here. Be right here. Don't waste time. Don't waste time. I allow myself to relax in the present. I choose to be in the present. I am here now as I love and approve of myself right in this moment, right here, being right here, Be right here, be right here. Don't waste time, don't waste time. Be right here, be right here. Don't waste time, don't waste time.
I love you, Tony. Yo, welcome back, y'all. Third and final segment of HoodCast 290 with Tim Cushing. Tech Dirt, baby.
Yeah.
Right on.
We're back in here. That was Tony Blackman. Should be right here. Tony Blackman. Shout out to Tony Blackman.
Yeah, shout out to
you waiting on her to get back to Brooklyn? You gonna meet her at the airport, G-Mac?
I wish, yes, ma'am.
Speaking of Tony, I did a track for her. She's gonna be using for one of Cypher, so I'm looking forward to hearing what happens. Yeah, you know.
For real?
Tony cool the motherfucker too. Shout out to
just
Tony.
Sent her something.
I love her aura. I love
her aura? I don't think it was an aura you were staring at, but okay. So, Tim, let's get back to your writing, bro. What are you working on? What's the latest make me mad during meetings article that you're writing right now.
All right. Well,
Tuesday, I was just livid.
That's the one I'm going to address. So, whenever she's, yeah, it's okay. First off, this is, Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals handled this, and the thing you need to understand about the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals is it handles an area of the nation where a lot of their decisions tend to side with cops, but they didn't hear. They handle Texas, Mississippi, and Louisiana, so they're pretty much almost always on the cop side, except this time they didn't, and it had to do with a deputy who worked for Sabine County in Texas going to perform a welfare check. And then amazingly horrible things happen. I'm going to read you right from the court document, which I can throw a link up for that too. But so this husband, Wade Tyson, called the sheriff's department to request a welfare check on his wife, Melissa Tyson. Mm-hmm. And he was out of town. He was worried about his wife, was alone and distressed. And the deputy, David Boyd, called Tyson, his wife, Melissa Tyson, that evening and said he would visit her the next morning. And then he told her, he introduced himself as a sheriff, which he wasn't. He was a deputy.
Okay.
And then he told her that he handled welfare checks because he was a preacher. And at this point, we are still in the first paragraph of this decision, and there's a footnote on it. And the footnote to that sentence says, Deputy Boyd's ministerial credentials had actually been revoked 11 years prior because of prohibited sexual conduct.
What happened?
Oh.
During his time as a minister, he was sued by church members for alleged sexual misconduct. They didn't detail this in that decision because that was not in front of the court. But that lets you know that even if you don't read further into this decision, you're already dealing with somebody highly problematic. And then he told other deputies, I will take care of this welfare check. Don't worry about it. The next morning, deputy... go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. The next morning, Deputy Boyd showed up alone at Tyson's home in a plain car, unmarked car, wearing a shirt identifying himself as sheriff. Melissa Tyson offered a handshake, but instead the deputy hugged her. He asked if there was a place they could talk. He asked if she had security cameras or neighbors. She said that she didn't have cameras. Her neighbors are usually not home. He started commenting about how she must be lonely.
Oh, she's not too bright. Okay.
Yeah, and then she thought it was weird, but she gave him a benefit of doubt because he thought he was trying to perform a welfare check and clear it up. He stayed for 2 hours. He commented that he could see marijuana paraphernalia through the window, talked about how he hung out with some swingers groups and decided whether or not to bust them, just depending on what mood he was, if they had any drug paraphernalia. And then just weird shit. Just for example, I'm reading from a court document. I'm not paraphrasing right here. For example, Deputy Boyd told Tyson that he and fellow officers had recently seen her at a restaurant, and he repeated sexual comments that the officers had made about her body. For example, he said the officers talked about what they would like to do to her if they could. He also compared the size of Tyson's breasts with his wife's breasts.
Oh.
He pressed her to answer invasive questions about her sex life, such as whether she and her husband would consider a threesome.
Oh.
He asked for nude pictures of her husband.
Oh.
And I'm still reading verbatim. At some point,
the husband.
The husband is not there. The husband is not there at the moment.
He's the one that called for the welfare check.
Yeah,
but he won't.
Please come harass my wife. Yeah. So at some point, Deputy Boyd received a phone call from the deputy's wife, his wife, and he answered it on speakerphone without notifying his wife. He told his wife that he was running errands. He then solicited nude photos from his wife and made sexually explicit comments. And then he kind of herded her into the backyard, away from wherever he thought he might. Oh, and then here we go. Here's where it gets just what's already fucking what everything is. Yeah, exactly. Whatever is already horrifying about this gets so much worse in this next paragraph. Deputy Boyd then sexually assaulted her on the porch of her home. He commanded her to expose her breasts and her vagina and spread her labia to expose her clitoris.
Oh, shit.
After a prolonged hesitation, Tyson complied. Deputy Boyd then masturbated to ejaculation in front of her.
And she just stood there?
He might as well.
She didn't know what to do. She thought a cop was there.
He's a cop. Yeah.
Plus, he claimed to have seen through the window on her kitchen table some sort of marijuana-related paraphernalia.
Oh, so he
implied that he would basically make a bust, and then it goes through the rest of it. Yeah, and basically, I mean, the Fifth Circuit, which is normally very friendly to cops, and like, well, we don't see, and this is how horrible it is. The district court, the lower court. Let's see here. I went it up here. Oh no, they did. They did.
The lower court blew it off.
They said that
Jen, you're muted. I couldn't hear you.
That no established rights had been violated by those actions.
The fuck?
Basically.
What state is this in?
This happened in Texas.
Jen, we cannot hear you. You are muted like a motherfucker.
And it's not muted?
No, you're not muted, Tim. Jen is. Jen, does it say the host has you muted?
What they basically said.
There you go.
What they basically said was that it wasn't necessarily that no clearly established. They said that because he didn't arrest her, that's where the rights weren't violated. He only hung out there, sexually assaulted her in 2 hours, made all sorts of inappropriate comments, claimed he was a preacher, claimed he was a sheriff, all this other shit. That didn't count because he didn't actually try to use the color of law to make her do one thing or another. Because he didn't threaten to arrest her, and he didn't arrest her. No, well, we'll get you a badge. Become a cop first. Yeah, no, it's definitely coercion. And that's what at least the appeals court saw. It's like, this is what they said. It is beyond dispute that no legitimate state interest can justify an officer's use of coercion to compel the subject of a welfare check to expose her most private body parts for his sexual enjoyment.
So let me ask you this here.
And they shut down the lower court, but the lower court did say, look,
that he didn't
try to arrest you. He just did all this other shit. And you were apparently free to leave, even though it's your own home. Where are you going to fucking go? And there's a cop standing in front of you saying, I saw drug shit through your window. And that's where courts have a big disconnect that things are really bad. Like, no, this isn't coercion because...
At least there's some weed in there. She got to know there's really some shit in here. Because if it's not, I ain't got shit in here and I ain't scared like that.
Yeah, it's like, it's basically, it's training day every day out there in the courts. A lot of time where it's like, oh, you didn't have a gun to your head, did you? And you testified that you did have a gun to your head when you smoked that PCP-laced weed while riding along with the new guy training you, Denzel Washington. And they're still like, hey, man, I don't know.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
You had options, right? You could bail out
at
at 55 miles an hour, right? You had options.
I mean, I've heard crazy shit, but that is the weirdest. Like, you sent somebody to check to see if your wife was okay. Once she answered the door and was okay,
yeah,
then you just turned around and left. Right.
What how okay are you, ma'am? Yeah, it's
even if you're gonna be like, hey, you being held against your will, wink, blink 4 times, something.
Blink twice.
Yeah, if there was no indication that she was under any duress or being held against her will, he should have stepped off the porch and kept going. But my man was like, I think she wasn't too bright either. Are there any neighbors here? Do you have any cameras?
Well, I don't know, but also he's got the track record. He'd already been
in 2019, right?
Yeah, I don't even know what his track record is as a deputy. I had to look that up, but just as being a minister.
Right, but I don't want to blame I don't want to blame the victim, but I mean, what is I don't know. The guy wanted a welfare check because he knew his wife was not very bright.
Maybe he wanted a welfare check because
opening a ketchup bottle or something.
Maybe he thought
there's no way. Do you have cameras? Are you neighbors around?
Or here's another way of looking at it.
And super glue.
Maybe it was malicious. He knew his wife was using drugs. He wanted to get her caught, hauled out. I mean, there's There's a lot of different options there. I mean,
so there was drugs on the house. He looked through the window.
He saw the paraphernalia. He didn't actually go into the house because he was way more interested in doing other shit. Just as long as he thought he couldn't be observed. As soon as he found that out, then he likes to do his freaky
shit outside. He likes to do his freaky shit outdoors.
She at least was smart enough not to let him go into the house.
God only knows what he would have done if she'd have been in that house.
I know.
Yeah, that could have been horrifying.
Yeah, he probably would have got very forceful and aggressive had it been in the house. But the fact that, I mean, maybe he's a quick shooter, but I mean, he had enough time to get her to masturbate in front of her, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, how long did she stand there like that?
But also you have to go ahead.
I don't want to know.
Okay, I thought you were asking me a question.
Yeah, that is the most. That is the sick news for the week.
Rights? Yeah, in that situation, how many people?
What are your rights in that situation? She could have not opened the door. She could have just said, "I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm fine." Yep, and that would have been it.
You don't have a warrant.
But here's the thing.
Nothing.
How do your rights actually work when law enforcement is involved? When you hire a lawyer and you go to court after they fucked your rights. It's not like if you go tell them like, "Hey, I know what my rights are." They're like, "I respect that, sir. Thank you. We're leaving now." No, it's we're gonna fuck your rights up, and then you can see what you can do in court against us. So that's the big thing. It's like, even if it's not even coercion, it's even if you're smart enough to realize what this is going to cost you to pursue this, and in the lower court they were like, "Hey, look, this looks bad, but really, is there a constitutional violation?" Like,
yes.
I mean, most people, exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody would have their hands up. They never went in front of the jury because they gave them qualified immunity to let them escape the case, which means it doesn't go in front of a jury. Because if you put that in front of a jury, what jury member's going to be like, "No, this is cool. I mean, that's what we expect cops to do, right? That's why we pay them. Like, we want to go sexually assault our wives while we're out of town."
Those are the same people that are saying you got to have a baby after rape. So, I mean.
Yeah, well, we're talking Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi.
Texas is pretty sleazy. Texas is pretty fucking
Texas is terrible. I think Texas does the worst shit just because
we probably
after all these years, they can just break off, become their own country.
Yeah, at this point, we should just let them go and then let them fight with Mexico.
Only thing we can let them go is to like saw them off at the borderline and let them drift into the sea. We certainly don't want them connected.
No,
We've got a legitimate border crisis if they become a separate government.
Not
like the fake Mexican one. The Mexican people will just want a better job and a good life.
Right.
The Texans,
a proper education.
They're actually coming across the border.
They should start they should put that border wall on low.
Right.
Yeah, just working around the Gulf of Mexico. Louisiana, Arkansas, they should just split it right down Texas, Canada.
About Texas, other than the fact that you can get authentic Mexican food, that's about it.
I get authentic Mexican food.
I lived in El Paso, Texas, for 15 years, and I loved it. But it was not Texas. That was fucking Mexico. That was between Mexico and New Mexico. It was nothing like the rest of Texas.
But that is dry heat. Oh my God.
That's good shit.
That's the worst motherfucking state. I thought Mississippi was how fuck Texas is.
Especially Hopkins County.
Hopkins fucking
Mississippi
County.
there.
No, really. Let it go.
Oh, Mississippi's so bad. Mississippi's so bad. Mississippi.
I've gotten listen. Don't counsel me. I've gotten the best watermelon from Mississippi. Clarksville, Mississippi to be exact. A watermelon.
Okay.
You can grow good watermelon in your
You got a watermelon from Clarksville, Mississippi? I'm not even gonna ask what that came with. A fried chicken on the side.
I don't know.
Super racist
Mississippi's
shit.
like if the Florida Panhandle became a state.
Yo, I have family that stay in Mississippi.
I know it's bad.
It depends on where you go.
Jen, why did you tell us you got a watermelon from Texas?
Because it was delicious.
She said from Texas.
Mississippi, not Texas.
No.
Oh, you got a watermelon from Mississippi. That's better.
I'm not going to badmouth Mississippi because of one thing. Because I live in South Dakota, and it's like they want to pretend like we're so with it and here in the center of the Midwest, but Mississippi has for years. tourist attractions, like Mount Rushmore, basically.
That's it.
That's basically it. Yeah. Oh, and they have a big rally for bikers, super spreader events every year.
Yeah.
Over
like
in Sturgis.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I'm a
love
nice little rider
super
myself. You see what
spreader.
I'm saying?
That's what we get.
Super spreader.
But for years, well, right up until the Supreme Court changed it, we had Mount Rushmore in one end of the state, and then the other state that I live in, right next to Sioux Falls, was, well, you had Mount Rushmore if you wanted that shit, and if you wanted an abortion, you had Sioux Falls.
Oh shit!
But you don't get that shit anymore.
They get it
Hey,
down.
nothing. You just got Mount Rushmore, and stare at Teddy Roosevelt all you want. You're still gonna have to carry that kid to term.
Oh my God, my goodness, man! I can't imagine living. I don't know. At this point, I'm kind of scared to leave the East Coast, and I don't want to go too far north. I don't want to go too far south. I mean,
I want to show the West Coast.
Yeah, I want to show the West Coast too, but I don't want to pay $300 for a hamburger and $25,000 a month for rent.
Yeah,
and get ran over by Nancy Pelosi's drunk husband leaving a vineyard.
Hey, shit, it ain't no work. Hey, bro.
Hey, we got DAs. We've got
talk,
district attorneys
no
in
worse
South
than
Dakota
here.
run your ass over. Don't spend the money living out there for the
And let
privilege
me
of getting
just
run
say, on
over.
behalf of Aunt Nancy's husband, that was an isolated incident.
What? We're all talking at the same time. We're just babbling. All right,
So
let's
it was an
get
isolated
some
incident.
order here. Let's go in order here. What were you saying, Koki? Koki, what were you babbling? I'm sorry, wait a minute. G-Mac was babbling first. G-Mac, what were you saying?
I blabber regrets.
He blabberly regrets. All right, what are you saying, Koki? Koki's like, I'm just done with you.
Man, I'm just tired. These niggas.
Everybody's hot and tired. Tim, thank you for coming on the show. It has been a pleasure as usual. What were you about to say, Tim?
I was just going to say G-Mac is an immaculate host. He lets everybody just ramble on and run him over and never says anything. Doesn't even he's got the buttons. He could just mute people's mics.
Everybody.
Shut the
Just
fuck
be like,
up
I'm the only one talking.
and let me talk. Yeah, but he doesn't. And so that's amazing. I would probably, if I was in his position, I'd be much more petty.
Yeah. Hey, hold
That's
on.
why you muted Glenn at the beginning of the segment.
What was you going to say, Kokomo, the Don? What was you going to say, sir?
I don't have anything.
Man, that whole story just fucked everybody up. We're all sitting there right now. If the police knocks on my door talking about a welfare check, I'm just gonna take my clothes off and open the door like I'm fine.
What, are you going to whip it out, officer?
I'm fine.
They're gonna have to.
Is that what you're looking for?
Flip it down.
You want to go in the backyard? Come on, let's go.
Oh, you're the only straight officer in my town? Great.
Yeah. You show it.
Random statements, y'all.
You look nice in that uniform. All right, what we doing for random statements, guys?
Customary for the guests to go first.
What do you got for a random statement, Tim?
Me? I don't. I just wanted to show you my that's the shirt I'm wearing because this is what the DARE program did for everybody. It gave us cool shirts to wear, ironically.
And violence. And they put the Dallas Cowboy star in the middle. Okay.
Yeah, they sure did. And I never did drugs ever since I got this shirt, which was a couple of
I don't
years
remember
ago
because
at
I
a
was
thrift
high
shop. Yeah. Like, how much is this? I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me.
Right. All right. Who's next? Jen?
Yeah, she was late.
Lady? The latest lady? All right, I'll go while Jen gets
the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.
Where did you read that from? What Google did you get that on? I thought you was about to do the Bitcoin commercial.
Oh, I'm on Pinterest all of a sudden.
Right.
Hey, let's feature.
No, I'm kidding. That is good.
My computer is about to go dead. So
all right, go ahead. Do yours. Do yours.
I will go next. My random statement will be: there's always, and may I repeat again, always something to be thankful for.
There is. All right, big.
Always something to be thankful. Live a purposeful life. Have a purpose. Okay. Get up with an intent. Live a purposeful life.
Oh.
Yes.
I got a good one.
I've been such a shit through the whole show. I figured I might as well end with something decent.
Don't open the door for the police.
Don't open the door for the police.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
You have the right to remain clothed.
Keep banging on it. My TV volume can go higher.
Right.
Hey,
what is your random
and I'm
statement,
a-
G-Man?
My random statement is: this is for all you people that on the streets, have personal interactions with people. Keep your hands to yourself, or you will pay for it.
Yeah, monkeypox.
Yes. Monkeypox. Monkeypox. There's a lot of guys with side chicks right now that are very fucking afraid of monkeypox. It is hard to explain those bumps on your dick, boy. I'm telling you, you do not.
No, it's cool, baby. It's just HPV.
No.
Hey, but
yeah. What are you gonna tell them?
That's a whole nother. Conversation.
Boy, you leave the house.
By the way, speaking of that, before we go,
that's kind of strange. I mean, because during the pandemic, everything was gone off the shelves but condoms.
I mean, wait a minute. How do you explain how it looks like a sweet potato?
Shit. Okay. What were you finna say, G-Man?
Harvest Festival?
I'm finna say, Jen,
Jen.
we have a.
Got a what?
Jen, we have a guest Monday.
Monday, yes, we got a special guest, the Rider God. You heard his new track with our last guest, Ferocious, his Bobby Porter's track. So we're gonna get the man who created that, the man, the myth, the magical voice, Rider God, will be with us Monday. If Jen can compose herself to handle that interview, we will have the Rider God here, and we will definitely get deep in some shit because he's a little bit more than just a rapper. He has a lot of opinions and some. Him and Cokie are probably gonna go. They're gonna go take us deep down a rabbit hole.
Shit!
Some great conspiracy.
Oh shit!
Tim, you might not want to tune in for that show. It's just not gonna be.
I don't know. It's
not gonna be pretty for your people.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'll shave my head in anticipation.
And join us for the show.
Tim, there was something that I had really, I had asked the crew about, and there was something that I guess they had forgot. I don't believe Jen was on at this particular time that we had discussed. It was a topic, though we didn't discuss it. I would like to someday, discuss it.
Get on it.
We voted him down. We voted him down because we were afraid that. No, we weren't afraid. We didn't want.
Oh, we had spoken to him about it before, and he would agree to it.
Yeah.
Hold on. So you telling me you went back and listened to a HoodCast? Oh shit!
See now you got family business all out here in front of.
Oh, there it is.
Come on now.
There's the producer being salty.
That's a producer being salty. All right, y'all. We're gonna take our salty producer and go home.
Hey, world, thank y'all for coming through. This has been HoodCast 290 with guest Tim Cushing. And we will
Thank you, Tim.
probably have back this couple of weeks.
Oh, we have.
Thank you, Tim.
He been here long.
Yes, you got to get some more pets to show us, though. You got rid of the raccoon.
I'll do something.
Get some
I hate that he didn't call me.
Train some squirrels or something.
I'll get the ducks without the sphincters. They're always fun.
Yes, the loose booty ducks. That's what I want.
Yeah. Hey, check
I'd like
this
a loose
out.
booty duck on the show, please. All right, y'all, let's get out of here.
Oh my goddamn, y'all have a hood day.
Have a good day.
Day.
HoodTech presents the HoodCast. HoodTech presents the HoodCast.